Is Toby Hanson. Accepting with Toby is Dana. Toby Hanson was born in Puyallup, Washington, to a family where music was always present. His grandmother had an extensive collection of records going back to the 1930s that included early Western swing recordings. As a child, he began picking out familiar tunes on his family's piano. Excuse me. After he taught himself to play a song in one afternoon on his family's electric organ, his grandmother decided to get him formal piano lessons. He studied piano for many years with Becky Jacobson. In the 6th grade, Toby began studying clarinet and saxophone in the school band, where he continued through high school. After high school, he attended Cornish College of Arts in Seattle, Washington, from which he graduated magna cum laude in 1998 with a degree in classical composition. Toby's association with his most well-known instrument, the accordion, began early in his life. His uncle, George Crombie, played accordion and gave Toby his first few lessons on the instrument. When Toby was still quite young, his grandfather bought an old accordion for $25 and put it away in the closet for Toby to learn when he was older. Eventually, the draw of the accordion was so strong that in junior high school, he began to practice on the instrument and teaching himself some basic skills. His accordion playing really began in serious in college when he began studying with noted local accordion educator Gary Dahl. Gary's teaching gave Toby the foundations he would need for his professional career as a musician, including the skills that would make him a valuable band member, like listening, being able to follow music by ear, and paying attention to arrangements done in real time on the bandstand. Toby's performance career in Western swing began with the local favorite band Mended Heart in 1998. Randy Dreyer, the group's bass player and baritone singer, contacted Toby about auditioning to join the band to replace their recently departed accordion player. Toby was an immediate hit with the audition and went on to play with Mended Heart until the end of the band. During that time, he produced the band's final album, Cowboy Snapshots, which was nominated for an Album of the Year by the Academy of Western Artists. He also led the band for Marty Dahlgren's pre-Thanksgiving Western Swing Dance at the Swedish Club in Seattle, sponsored by the Northwest Dance Network. After the end of Mended Heart and his successor band, the Dreyer Brothers, Toby began working with Mike Faust and the Jangles, lending his piano and accordion talents to their live performances and the recording of Hick Jazz Volume 2. In addition, Toby is also a founding member of Christy Nebel's band Cowgirl's Dream and produced her debut Western Swings CD, Detour. Toby is also a frequent guest musician with Patty McConnell and her Traveling Four Band. In 2017, Toby was the keyboard teacher for the Northwest Western Swing Workshop, and his accordion student was selected to the workshop band. Besides his work in Western Swing, Toby is also the leader of the Smiling Scandinavians polka band, whose 2016 recording of 20 Years was nominated for Album of the Year by the National Cleveland Style Polka Hall of Fame. He is music director and arranger for the Valise Café Orchestra, accordionist for the French cabaret band Rouge, and former music director for Terry Pallant's one-woman music review called The Polish Diva from Milwaukee, for which Mr. Hanson provided music direction in the 2015 off-Broadway production of New York City. Ladies and gentlemen, Toby Hanson.
Thank you all so much. You know, as an accordionist, it's not often that we get this kind of an honor because, I hate to say it, but it's not the most respected instrument, in case you hadn't noticed. In fact, you know, those of you who play music, you know, you usually meet people and they say, what do you do? Well, I'm a musician. Oh, what do you play? Just to avoid all the jokes about bubble machines and monkeys and organ grinders and things like that, I just say piano most of the time. So it means a tremendous amount to me to have this honor, because this is more than just recognition of my accomplishments as a musician. This is a recognition of all of the hard work that not only I have put in, but my predecessors. You know, I could have a sawmill accident and still count all the great accordion players of Western music on one hand. And so to have an honor like this is just, it's almost hard to comprehend in a way. I would like to thank my friend Joey Miskulin. I've known Joey for over 20 years. Those of you who are fans of Riders in the Sky are no doubt familiar with his work. I met him back in the days when he was just playing polkas before he went on to work with the Riders. And Joey was always incredibly gracious with his time. Anytime I ever had a question about anything, how he played something, what he did, I would just shoot him an email and he would get an answer back to me. No matter where he was on the road, he always found a way to answer my questions. I would also like to thank my wonderful family. As you heard in the bio there, I was probably bound to be a musician from a very early age, sitting there on my grandmother's lap while she would play her old 78 records, and I still have many of those, including that beautiful old 78 of Bob Wills playing the new San Antonio Rose, the original copy of that. Especially I want to mention my Uncle George, who got me started playing accordion, and my lovely wife. She first noticed me because of this hat, so that was pretty nice. And I will now take this opportunity to apologize. I'm sorry you stubbed your toe on the accordion case. Many times. Two more groups I want to thank. Number one are all of my wonderful friends from the Independent Order of Oddfellows. Those of you who know me well know that I do quite a bit of philanthropic work with that group. This year, I am serving as the Grand Master of the Grand Lodge of Washington, and that is quite an honor in and of itself. And as a part of that, I'm raising money this year for Pierce County Music in Schools, which is a program run by Crime Stoppers of Tacoma Pierce County. I have some CDs for sale there at the back of my table, and $10 of each CD that I sell goes to that program this year, so you can come see my wife for those. And finally, I want to thank all my friends here from the Northwest Accordion Society, because much like the Northwest Western Swing Music Society, you guys have given me a home where you have at least tolerated, if not appreciated, my music making for several years. Thank you very much, everyone. How about